Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Get Off the Damn Fence. I'm your host, Larry Caution, joined as I am each and every week by co-host Calvin Thomas, co-host Justin B. the Barber Harris. Gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight? Justin?
Why I got me first? Kind of talk.
You was on mute, so I thought you were going to say something.
That's why I was making sure
That's why I
he knew he was
paused.
on mute. You know what I mean? Calvin, you got on the Orioles flannel with the Hawaiian theme. You ready for the season, eh?
The boys are back in town. I'm excited new season.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. It's about tomorrow opening day.
Yeah.
And
it's like just the first time it's going to be like decent weather on opening day.
70 degrees, man.
Like 4 or 5 years.
No rain. The sun shouldn't be too hot, they said. Gonna be like a nice little overcast, so it'll be perfect weather to sit outside for a game. I don't know, man. I might mosey on over there and see what's going on.
3 o'clock game.
You know, I work downtown, so I might, skedaddle on over there just to see kick the tires. You know what I mean? I ain't promising nobody nothing. But it's opening day. It's a holiday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm excited. But we thank you all for tuning in tonight. We ask that you please, hit that like button, that share button. Tell everybody about Get Off Damn Fence. I know we on a little later tonight. But we're going to give you an hour of power. You know what I mean? One hour talking all the hits, everything that's going on. The NCAA tournament is in full swing. We're getting down here to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 this weekend. Some of the big teams are still in there. I think we only had, one upset, High Point.
Florida.
Florida went down. Florida went down, and I know I was pretty high on Florida. I didn't have them going to the finals or anything like that, but I thought Florida was pretty good. Pretty much Big Ten. I told you. They deep. They got hella good teams, man. Purdue. I said, look out for them. Look at them. They looking good. Like I said, watch out for Arizona. Arizona looking good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So Michigan looks strong. I know that's your pick to go all the way.
Yeah.
Duke had that opening round scare. I think they got back on the right track. And then North Carolina lost their coach, Hubert Davis. He's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. What y'all think about that? What's your thoughts? Look,
let me go.
Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
Mr. Hubert Davis, because we love people that look like us, right?
Sure.
We're going to support that first and foremost. However, if you watch that game, man, it wasn't – they were up. And just because you without your main star, when you up by 19, 20 points, you got to close the deal. You got to close the deal when you are better than the other team. Your second, third, fourth, and fifth best players are on your team. You got to close the deal. He didn't make the accurate adjustments when it comes to that. They just kind of did what they wanted to do, and he's a little stubborn, and I think it caught up with him. His record is shaky overall as he got on the scene and he beat Duke, and that was kind of like the highlight of his career. So with that being said, I will check what was just said, but no, it's just and then his press conference afterwards was problematic to say the least as well.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. It was a lot.
What you think, Calvin?
Yeah, I mean, when he's best known for retiring Coach K, because if you remember, he beat Coach K in his last game. I think that was the Elite 8 4 years ago. So at North Carolina, at North Carolina, that's not enough.
It's not enough. You gotta get championships, man.
Yeah, I ain't even saying that. You gotta compete. Like you can't. You
gotta compete for championships.
You lose. You don't make the 20. You lose the first round when you're up 19. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. You can't do it in North Carolina. It's too many prominent people for that job. And it's too many. It's one of the few prominent jobs in the nation.
Let me ask you a quick follow up. How do y'all feel? And both of you guys can talk about this. How do y'all feel about hiring someone that went to your school? So basically, versus going outside. And the opposite or the other end of that is, it's kind of hard to fire those guys too, because you know them personally and all this other stuff, and now it's time for them. Like, because people say he should have been gone 2-3 years ago.
I think it's a
right?
double-edged
I ain't gonna
sword.
say that.
I think it's a double-edged sword. When you hire somebody who's familiar with the program, you hold the standard. The standard and people who work there, who go there, who are alumni there, they probably have a better opportunity to get through to you because you know this is not worthy of what the school is. You know what I mean? When you don't achieve, you know you're on a short leash when you go to a Michigan or a Notre Dame or you know what I mean, Alabama in football or like the standard is national title in basketball if you at Duke, North Carolina. Like so again, I get it. I think hiring like somebody who is familiar with the culture is actually the only way to go unless you're going after a former champion from another big blue blood school. Because when you bring in these nobodies who don't have no connection with the school, they will not understand just how much the fan base lives and dies by the success of the program. But if you're a part of that, you get it. You know what I mean? Like I do think that's important.
It hit or miss in my opinion. I think with North Carolina, everyone that has had, well, it's only been one coach that has had success has been a branch from that Dean Smith tree. And that's Roy Williams, and they're just trying to keep that lineage of ties to Dean Smith. But you're starting to run out of apprentices that came under Dean Smith, so it's time to reach out. It's time to go tap a Jay Wright, go tap a Brad Stevens. They're excellent coaches. If they come, they come. If they come, they come. But they're going to continue that winning legacy that you have. Because if you say you want a legacy, who is that at this point? You bring in someone with no name, just relying on the North Carolina name, and you're relying on Michael Jordan at this point, unless you can recruit and you can coach.
They've had a lot of great players though, who possibly has gotten into coaching elsewhere and might be ready for that step. I think that it's not all about Michael Jordan. They've had great players over the years.
No, if you're not a name, you're relying on Michael Jordan. Is my point.
Okay.
Like even we got Scholar as the coach, and he was on that championship team. He was like the third or fourth option. So it's not necessarily you need a top tier guy on a high level squad or whatever. Chicago Bulls coach Billy Donovan, his name is starting to be floated back out there.
With pedigree.
He has not said no. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying?
I think
he's not a North Carolina guy either, so that's reaching out, right?
No, that
goes to the pedigree thing.
Okay.
Pedigree,
double champion. He knows he has an expectation of himself.
And again, you got to bring somebody in who understands pressure and who can recruit at that level. True. Recruiting is the key in college. I mean, it is what it is. And then you got to understand now it's a whole different ballgame. You got to understand the NIL program. You got to understand the one and done and the transfer portal. You got to know how to manipulate that. Like all of that.
But even more recruiting there, you lose recruits. They go to Duke. They go right down the street. Like that's even worse.
That's always been the case.
That's even worse though.
Look, you remember like when Matt Doherty was the coach of UNC, like he didn't have no cachet about him. He was still living off of the UNC name. It wasn't until Roy Williams came back. Came there from having what he did in Kansas. He brought that cachet with him. And Roy Williams really made UNC back to win the old Dean Smith. You like a lot of people don't remember all them coaches in the middle.
Him and Tyler,
you know what I mean? Like, agreed. But
the Sean May met Rashad McCants team.
Marlon
Williams.
They had a hell of a squad, and that was all recruiting. Credit to Roy Williams, but that was off the strength of what he did at Kansas. But again, we'll see what they're able to do. I just think college basketball has changed so much due to the one and done. But again, they went through the whole era where you didn't even have to go to college. People were skipping right to the league. So it's not like college basketball hasn't thrived over the years, still getting their fair share of good players. But it's going to be interesting to watch. What have y'all thought about the tournament thus far, opening weekend? Who have been the biggest surprises? Who do y'all see it propelling? We down to the Sweet 16. Elite 8 right around the corner. Who's going all the way? Calvin, I'll start with you.
I'm still on Michigan's bandwagon. I think they should be the favorite, especially with no Florida, so there's no back-to-back champion. Duke they had a rough opening game, but if you want to, they did bounce back, but they play a tough St. John's team. You know, you got I keep wanting to say not Kyle Park, Pitino.
Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino there, he can coach. Like that would scare me.
That game winner.
Jones.
I'm about to say, like,
they
kind of squeaked by though. Like, come on, let's call it what it is.
But in my opinion,
but he had no doubt nothing happened though. So that's
no doubt.
Yeah.
That was a clear picture of pedigree right there because he was either
no
win or
doubt.
lost.
Ain't no jumping up and down. Ain't no celebrating.
But I think this is one of the few matchups where Duke doesn't have a better head coach. Like, and you're just relying on your freshman talent. And if freshmen play like freshmen, then you're in trouble.
I agree with that 100%. What you think, Justin? What's been surprising you?
So, I'm looking at Arizona, Arkansas. I think that's going to be a good match. Arizona is pretty much cruising, and those are the teams that you want to just say like, okay, are you that good, or you just you was just avoided of true competition. And now you're starting to see we're starting to get to some of the matchups where people are really going to put forth I guess maximum effort. But and another shocker, I guess I should say, we're not talking about Texas. The fact that Texas has gotten this far and now here they go against number 2 Purdue is like, okay, we're gonna see what they're about. So
they about to get smoked. That's what's about to happen. I told y'all about Purdue. Purdue ain't nothing to be played with. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think that's truly probably the last underdog, fairy tale story that we have left.
Double-digit seed.
So yeah. So with that being said, I think they're gonna win. You gotta keep one more alive to the Elite Eight, at least. But no, so far, like I said, this is I guess the overall tournament has been entertaining. I was really shocked by that. With like you said, with the NILs and the it's hard for you to recognize teams and players on the said teams and things like that. The buzzer beaters and everything like that. Like, we're getting all the March Madness that we're supposed to get, and so far so good. So we'll see what happens moving forward from the Sweet 16 out.
The only other thing that's interesting, I think it's like 4 coaches that have been
all the big coaches is left.
Well, no, I was gonna say that's been linked to North Carolina job. Like, I know Iowa State, Arizona. So like if those rings start coming out,
Iowa State, I can see that. That'd be a hell of a step up.
Hoiberg, right?
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a step up for him. But to me personally, the story is, look at the blue blood coaches that are left in this tournament. The coaching matters in college basketball. I've said that for years. I don't care. Look, y'all know I'm not high on Houston, but hey, they're getting the job done. They still alive. I think Illinois is going to clip them this weekend. Tomorrow, matter of fact, Friday. I think they play Friday. Yeah, they play Thursday.
They play Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Illinois is going to get them because I've been high on Big Ten schools all year. They deep, man. They got a lot of good teams in the Big Ten, and I for sure think they're going down. But the game I'm looking most forward to, man, Michigan State and UConn. 2 of the best coaches in the country. Yeah. Tom Izzo, man, I still think he's the best. He's the best. Man. He's the best, man. I don't care. Look, there's no Coach K. If Coach K's gone, look, Dan Hurley and UConn been doing a hell of a job. This is a battle of 2 very good coaches, 2 very good recruiting classes, and a lot of this is just straight coaching, man. And I think Tom Izzo, you can always pencil him into an Elite 8. And I think that's where he's going. Beyond that, that's going to get tough. But I think that's going to be the matchup of the weekend thus far. And that Michigan-UConn game, that's cool. Michigan State-UConn, oh, yeah, that's a big one. But, yeah, St. John, man, you can say, I don't think they got enough. I think Duke has settled in. I think they're fine. But this is going to be fun, man. This is the best tournament. That was a great opening weekend. It was just enough upsets to keep it honest, but the teams that were supposed to show up, they showed up like they were supposed to. Yeah. And I think that makes for a better tournament overall because now we lining up some really good matches going into the second weekend. I know some people love all the upsets and stuff. That just makes for blowouts down the line because them teams run out of steam eventually. I want the best to play the best. And I think that's what we're getting down to.
Yeah. You only want them upsets round 1. After that, I want chalk. I want, like you said, I want the best to play the best. I want you to earn this national championship. I I don't want to see too many VCUs. No offense to
They
VCU.
got clipped.
But when you get to the Final Four, it's kind of taking a little bit of lust off one of the matchups, and now all of a sudden, I'm thinking, the other matchup was really for the title. So yeah, after that first round, go chalk. I want to see the best of the best play.
Yeah, definitely. Let's move over to the NBA. Interesting stuff going on in the NBA right now. A lot of discussions been had about the MVP. There was a discussion the other day after the game. Reporter asked Wemby about to make his case for MVP and give 3 reasons why he should be MVP. Now, look, as a guy who has studied broadcast journalism, who got a degree in it, I know the tricks. I know as a reporter, you are supposed to ask questions to get look, you can ask all the questions you want. That don't mean they're supposed to answer. But hell, if you're gonna give me the answer, hey, I've done my job. So that reporter, I wish I had his name right now. I applaud you, my brother. You did a hell of a job talking to a guy. It's like a post-game presser with Draymond Green. Sometimes you'll ask Draymond something. Draymond gonna tell you exactly what you think he should not be saying. He will spout it out. And Wemby is turning into one of those guys. Wemby will tell you just what's on his mind. And as much as the teams might not like it, they tell you, hey, don't be saying all that. Don't be giving out no bulletin board material. Don't be putting no X on your back. As a guy who studies media, I love it. Thanks, buddy. Because, man, he just gave everybody content. What did y'all think about the question, how Wemby answered it, and should he have answered it? Like, what? I'll start with you, Calvin.
Look, if you got that supreme confidence in yourself and confidence in your play and confidence in your team, why not answer it? The answer was not only confidence, but taking shots at SGA, taking shots at Jaylen Brown, taking shots at the other individuals that compete, and Luka as well, that compete for MVP. And this is basically Wemby saying, look, I play 9 in, 9 out. We've beaten these teams. I need to be in consideration as well. And
I play defense.
I ain't got no problem with it if you're going to back it up. But just know, when you be too truthful, it's going to make its way around. And you got to back this up every night. And then you have to do it in the playoffs. Somewhere where you have not been yet. Somewhere where you haven't felt the pressure of the playoffs, round after round, winning 4 out of 7. This is going to be your first run. You got a big target on your back now, so I hope you're ready to back it up. But shout out to Wim for being honest. I like the honesty, and I like the competitiveness, and I like him saying, I'm better than everybody else. I like that. It's no problem.
Straight up said it. Justin, your thoughts?
Well, when you include the defensive end, he is better than everybody else. This is as simple as that. His defensive stats are so great. I mean, we were saying this, his rookie year. His stats was comparable to the person that won it. And it was better actually than the person than Rudy's. It was better. So off the gate, when he steps on the floor, he's already changing the landscape of basketball, and he didn't even touch the ball yet. That's how great Wemby is right here, right now. We cannot take that fact away from him. So when he says that he's better, that means whoever's scoring 20 to 30, he said, look, if I get close to what you have, your impact on defense will not be as significant as mine. So I am better. So, you know what I'm saying? So when you bring up the playoffs and stuff like that, yes, we know that playoffs are a different monster, but he's still 7'5". All those things are still true. So, you know what I'm saying?
Sound real like 7'5".
So he still want to impact the game. So he got to have he got to go for 2 for 19 for someone to say, oh, yeah, the pressure got to you. But besides that, he's good. So, I like it. I appreciate it, and he's just one of those. I don't know. It might be something to look into. And I guess I'll start it here. When it comes to these foreigners that's mostly of Negro descent. You feel me? Because Giannis had that same vibe.
Giannis was
the European, the white ones is not as much, you know what I'm saying? But they still got a cockiness to them. Jokic is cocky. Luka is definitely cocky. But I think when Wemby says it, when Giannis says it, it's like, yeah, they might just dunk on you, and they mean every part of that. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely got a different breed to them, and I appreciate it. So I believe it. I'm for it, and I'm glad he said it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I agree with you 100%. I wasn't sure where y'all was going to go with it, but
That's
I love
my
it.
MVP.
You know what I mean? I love it. Like, put it on the table. I don't think he's winning. I think Shea's the MVP 100%, but I don't mind you feeling like, hey, here's
Hey,
my
man.
case.
He got a couple more games to catch him.
Here's my case. I think right now, if you look at the standings, I know OKC won tonight. In the Western Conference, you have
OKC lost.
OKC lost.
Boston beat them. Yeah. They
Oh,
lost.
so they're only 2 games back with like 10 to go. I think it's something like that. 8 to go. Damn. So yeah, they can catch them. If San Antonio catches them, and Wemby has some phenomenal games along the way, somebody might make a case. I think his blocks per game have gone down a little bit because teams are avoiding them. His rebounds, I harped on that a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to revisit that, but I just think he should get more rebounds. But from a just impact perspective, defensively, I think he's sewn up Defensive Player of the Year. What will he have to do over these next 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, to lock up a possibility of winning the MVP? Does he have to get the number 1 seed? And if he does that sink it for you, Calvin?
Because they are 3-1 against OKC,
Yeah.
I think.
No, they beat them 4 times.
Well, four.
One time they had backups. Yeah.
4-1. If they finish with number 1 seed, I think you got to give it to Wemby. He's going to be DPOY. I think that's a foregone conclusion. They have a team that has 9 players in double figures, I believe, it's still to this point. Harrison Barnes is kind of teetering on just over 10 points. But if they do that with Wemby leading the way, with averaging a double-double, averaging 3-4 blocks, I think you got to give it to him. You especially with no Cade, and they're gonna.
That's tough.
They could catch Cade. They could catch. They're going. Well, I'm sorry. They're gonna surpass Detroit for the number one record if they catch OKC.
Yeah.
Because they're already ahead of them. But if they get the number 1 seed with what do they have, like 7 games left, and they're basically 2 back.
Yeah.
But they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
You got to give it to Wemby. Like, I think Jaylen Brown should get a little bit more notice.
Especially a game like tonight,
especially with Cade out.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get there, I think you got to give it to Wemby. I think you got to give it to Wemby.
Spurs have won 7 in a row. Man, but again, this still is a stats award. I mean, at the end of the day, stats still matter. Will your MVP, and I don't know if people quantify defense in that same way.
Also, the other thing we got to talk about is how many games does Wembanyama have? Does he have enough? Does he have 65 yet?
I'm looking now. He has 57 right now.
Okay, so he needs 8 more, and they have what? They have 9, 10 left.
Okay.
So he's got to play the majority of those games. Does it get to a point where they can't catch OKC, or they can only tie OKC? Well, if they got a tiebreaker, so if they could tie, then you got to go for it. But
he's averaging 24 points a game, 3 blocks, a steal, 3 assists, 11 rebounds, shooting 50% from the floor, 35% from 3, 80 from the free throw line.
That's crazy.
For 7,000.
That's numbers, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So you just said because if they chasing OKC, like, so you're afraid they're gonna sit him?
No.
I'm asking Calvin.
He has to play to get 65 games
to qualify.
Right. To qualify, yeah.
Go ahead. So you was calculating it, so he has to play the last games.
They 55 and 18, so he's played 73. So they got 9 left, and he needs to play. What I say? He needs to play 8. Is that it? Because he's
7 or 8 of the last 9.
Yeah, something like that.
And they've been resting him.
He's got 57. He got to play 8.
The thing is, he only plays like 29 minutes a game.
Yeah.
So, like, he doing this or minimal.
He's doing this on like Giannis minutes when he was averaging like 28 minutes a game, putting up these numbers. But it was running away with the East.
Yeah, and Cade going down. Well, they've already passed Detroit. So again, they pass OKC, they get the number 1 overall seed with those numbers.
But the thing is, they need OKC to lose. Not like they could just
Yeah,
they're done playing head to head. So if they
track them
win,
down.
yeah.
But the thing is, what Shay's still putting up. I think even in the loss tonight, he had over 30.
Especially with and they haven't been healthy all year long. Like they haven't had
Jalen Williams just came back.
Yeah.
And remind you this, Shay just broke that record. Consecutive, not 20 just broke games. He's extending it. You know what I mean? Like I think narrative matters. Like a guy to put up 20 points every night for 150 plus games, a record that people thought would never be broken. You gotta take that into account too. Like I again, right now, I still think it's Shay's to lose, but we'll see what happens down the stretch here. Like it's not like it's a foregone conclusion that it can't change. But shout out to Boston making a run. They right there. They 4 games back of Detroit, coming down the stretch. New York right behind them. I think Cleveland won tonight, so they still in the running. It's going to get interesting down the stretch. LA in third place. I think they pretty much have that pretty much.
I think they pretty much locked in the third.
Locking it in.
With all the tiebreakers and all that stuff. So
we'll see. I think overall it's been a good 2 weeks for the Lakers, and they've really done them. So they 9-1 in their last 10 games. So they done themselves justice. They recuperate because a couple weeks ago they weren't looking that good. The team I want to focus on right now and that's a team that's trying to fight for that, that play-in spot in the Eastern Conference right now is the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid and Paul George returned tonight to the court and look like they're going to be healthy for this down the stretch. Do you think this was a plan of the coaches and the organization to hold Joel out and go for this home stretch? Because right now, they only a game back of getting out of that play-in. They can get to that 6th seed and maybe possibly the 5th seed if they just turn it on here the next couple games and put themselves right in a position to be all right heading into the playoffs. Justin, what you think?
It's not bad. You want to think positive basketball. That might not be the best thing when it comes to ethics, but with Paul George having that 25-game suspension, that just helped him out.
Yeah.
So
kept him healthy.
Side note: don't do the mental health thing, my dog. I don't like that, dog. You got jammed up. They caught you. You got your 25 games.
Call it what it is.
Cool, but call it what it is. Keep moving. You still got your podcast and all that stuff. Ain't nothing going to change when it comes to all that stuff. Just don't tie in too much stuff when it comes to mental health. But Joel Embiid is a monster, and in the short increments, he's a force. I mean, it's similar to LA in the bubble, right? Like, it's no knock on the bubble, but the season stopped. So AD and LeBron got rejuvenated for a stretch run, and they took it all the way to the finals, to the championship. So, as a person that they could play in the first round, am I looking sideways at that a little bit? Like, it's like, all right, I was expecting a wore down Joel Embiid instead of getting a pretty fresh Joel Embiid. That's a different monster in a sense. So if it is, then like I said, I guess we just gotta trust the process.
They put up 157 in
157.
They play Chicago.
But it's still 157 still a
NBA ball clip, man.
You know what I'm saying? 157 is crazy.
Can you tell me Maxi's gonna be healthy in 2 weeks? If you tell me
Joel give me 35, I mean, Joel give me 28.
I don't know if Joel can give you 35, 4 times in the span of 10 or 12 days. Like
every other day. Give it to me.
That don't mean he won't break down eventually playing every other day. Like I think you still need Maxey. Now
Edgecombe gave 22.
I think if they get to the 6th seed, then that's an interesting matchup with New York in the first round. I think.
You just said, I agree. I think they
go to the 6th. They're gonna go to the 5th. They're gonna catch Toronto.
Yeah, they get 5. Then it's them in Cleveland in the first round.
Who's the 5 seed?
I think it's Toronto.
I thought Toronto was 6.
Toronto and Atlanta.
They all within like a game of each other.
Yeah, they all half games.
So if Philadelphia going to hit a run with these players being healthy like that, they want to jump both of them.
It's neck and neck. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's the one team in the top 4 nobody wants to play in the first round.
I agree.
Yeah. You want to
Ain't
get them in
nobody
the
scared
second or
of
third
Atlanta.
round.
I mean, Atlanta.
You want to get them in the second round. Yeah.
Toronto,
I would say that. You're not worried about them.
Nobody's
Like
scared of
like they
Miami.
playoff teams, yes, but you're
Yeah.
not like we should beat them.
There is no Indiana Pacers in this bunch. You know what I
No.
mean? Like no Pacers team that you think can
Well,
go
let me-
all the way
wait,
to the
wait,
finals
wait,
from
wait,
that lower
wait,
half. I don't think
wait,
Charlotte can
wait.
turn it on.
You don't think Charlotte can keep
I don't
shooting
think
like
so.
that to make us scared in the first round? With
And I'm gonna tell you why.
with Detroit not being maybe 100%
I
without
think
Cade.
so. I think they can.
I don't
They
think
can't-
so,
they
man.
can't-
I
they
thought
can't
they
clip
could a
Detroit.
couple weeks ago, but I think it's too much inconsistent guard play at times from Charlotte. If you look at them night in and night out, you never know exactly what you're going to get.
That's why
And
I don't think we think they're going to win, but they can push you to 6.
They
and
don't
make it
shoot a high
interesting.
percentage from 3 either. Like, and I think to upset teams in the playoffs, if you look at it, go back. The teams that really clip people early, they shoot a very high percentage and they get hot from 3. I'm not saying that. Look, at the end of the day, if Bridges take me out, I go to the center of the court, shake his hand.
But I
If
mean,
Miller
look,
take me out, look.
but they're deep at the guard position, so they can really push the ball. I forgot they had Kobe White. Like I forgot he was in Charlotte. Like, and
Yeah,
they
he just
still
had
got
like 20 something.
Yeah, 27.
and they still got Sexton.
That
They
was
still got Nipple and Ball. Like they are deep at the guard position. They can just run. And
But
I feel
it's
like
not
they could make you.
consistent.
I'm not saying they're going to win the series. I'm saying they could push you to 6, and all of a sudden you're playing 6, and your opponent got swept somebody, and now you had to play a couple extra games because of the youth and how they got up and down the court on you. So I think they would be exciting to watch. I think that would be good for Charlotte. I think it'd be good for them to be on the national stage because we haven't seen that in so long. But
I think they're a year away. They need
somebody that can get buckets in the half court and not rely on the 3.
They need
That's what
somebody to
that's what
throw
they
it
need.
down low and
Yeah.
you
Just
know what I
get-
mean. Go
yeah.
to work.
Yeah.
Like,
All
they
I'm
don't
saying is
have
that if Cade is not back,
Mhm.
Detroit, they gotta be damn near
so
perfect.
You're saying if K's not back and Shaw's the 8 seed, you lean Shaw. I'm not saying you're gonna pick Shaw, but you
Upset
seriously
special.
thinking about it.
Upset special.
I still think Detroit is good enough. I really do. I think defensively, and Durant, he's been playing very well as the number one.
Now he gonna eat.
Yeah,
He
they're gonna score on
I
Shaw.
think they've done a very and defensively, they still got some dogs over there. Like if you watch that game the other night against the Lakers, like they still got some good ball players. I mean, you gonna have to
You're not worried about Tobias Harris.
You gonna have to bring your best tonight. You know what I mean? Now nobody hanging your hat on Tobias Harris now, but I'm telling you, like defensively, they can give you fits. So again, I get it. Can't get a lot of the headlines, but it's a good team. That's a good team. I'm not gonna sleep on them.
No. You're not number one just because of one player.
Yeah,
No,
100%, 100%. What are some other storylines going on around NBA to catch your eye, Calvin?
I was trying to see how many times Detroit and Charlotte have played this year, just to kind of. I know it would be with Cade, but so it wouldn't be apples to apples comparison. Minnesota's been struggling in my opinion. Like Anthony Edwards, I know he's been injured, and it's just
that's the problem.
They've been so up and down. I don't want to say he misses Cat, but he misses that number 2. Like Julius Randle's just been so inconsistent. They don't have any guard player. Like they should have been a team. They should have been a team that reached out and said, at least Chris Paul, can you give us 10 minutes? Can we just get some stable guard play out next to Anthony Edwards? But for someone who is, I think the league wants to be the face of the league. He did this commercial with Obama, and he's just out there, and the league is really pushing him as the next American-born great player. He needs help. He needs a team. Or he won't be in Minnesota long. It'll just be a matter of time. But that's the team that's been disappointing me. It had back-to-back conference finals appearances the last 2 years, and now
I'm so confused by what you just said. What the hell Chris Paul gonna do for you that you can't get from? I think they got like
they got
Mike.
They got Mike Conley. They got David
Mike Conley. Yeah,
they're not doing nothing. But look,
Dante DiVincenzo.
Can we get a good 15 minutes of point guard play between Mike Conley and Chris Paul? That's 15 minutes combined. Can we get something? because they have nothing outside of Anthony Edwards. No offensive creation. Just
They're
relying
not
on
utilizing Nas Reed like they should. He should be in the starting lineup.
over who?
Go small. Put him and Julius
Over who?
Randle in there together. I stretch the
Okay.
floor. Yeah, Rudy Gobert not going to be he's not no X factor.
You believe in Nas Reed a little bit more than me. I'm not saying he's not
give him an
six man a
opportunity.
year.
And out. I'm not saying do it all year, but
I mean, at one
out.
point
Mix up your lineups.
they wouldn't include him in trade packages, so they obviously think the
Clearly
world of him.
like him.
So,
But you got to utilize them in a creative way. If Rudy Gobert is an offensive deficiency, the way you run your offense, right? So spread the floor.
I agree. You know what I do? Call up Charlotte. Hey, y'all need a big man.
I agree. I agree with that.
We need a guard.
They need guards.
Let's
They got
swap.
a lot of guys that play the same role in Charlotte. They could definitely give up a Kobe White or somebody like
Kobe
that.
White should have went to Houston, if anything. Jeez,
We got
he
traded.
dropped the ball.
But they didn't even give up much for him, which is
That's what I'm saying. Houston dropped the ball.
and Houston got all their picks because they in the Giannis sweepstakes. But
Yeah.
I agree.
What you think, Justin? What else catch your eye if you want to comment on that?
Two things actually. Not on that per se. I guess the first thing is we gotta show some love for Kevin Durant. He just passed
He bounced back.
MJ on the all-time scoring list. So
Fifth,
Mhm.
I
it's
think.
like so he's behind Cole,
Karl Malone
and Kareem and
Yeah.
obviously LeBron. So it does you gotta start throwing some things out there now. So I checked into this. So basically, you can average about 1,700 to 2,000 points a season, right? That's about his average. If he does that for the next 3 years, he'll be pretty much second all time. So within our prime basketball, we done seen two people pass Kareem, which probably never we thought nobody would ever do it. First and foremost, now the fact that we're gonna have two players to potentially do it. Do you think Kevin Durant stays on that long? We're talking about 3, maybe 3.5 years. Does he stay on that long to be number 2 all time, which can go very well for his narrative? Let's say that.
I think it all comes down to health with him. Why wouldn't you be able to the game he plays is not a hard game. Like if they actually get a point guard in Houston and take the pressure off of him, where if you watch them night in and night out, he brings the ball up the floor entirely too much. If they actually had Fred VanVleet, if he come back, I can see KD playing another 5 or 6 years at the style he played, where he just hit the mid range, pull up from 3 here and there. Even if you was, I don't think KD will ever be a off the bench guy. I mean, he always going to start. You know what I mean? At this rate, if I can get you 20 by just being Kevin Durant, he easily could be number 1 overall scorer all time. He's a better scorer, and I know people. This is always a debate. He's a better, pure scorer than LeBron James. I don't think that's, in my mind, a question. So it all comes down to longevity, and does he want to keep playing? That's the point. I think Kevin Durant is chasing a ring. That's his motivation. He wants a ring without Steph. That's just the end of the story. That will determine how much longer he goes. What you think, Cal?
I think the stat is that KD has a pass Jordan on 2,000 less shots. Was that it?
Yeah.
So I guess a stat for you is the top 5. They pretty much match that in field goal attempts. 1 LeBron, 2 Kareem, 3 Malone when it comes to field goal attempts to match their scoring prowess. KD clocked in at 13th. So that tells you he's 5. He's 5th.
The efficiency.
He's 13th when it comes to field goal attempts.
Efficient and
3 points
from the free throw line.
Yeah,
from the free throw line. Because if LeBron actually can hit his free throws, he'd be so far.
Another 2,000. Yeah, exactly. And then you think about it, he basically missed 2 seasons. So if you get in 2 seasons in his prime, so if you give him 27 points, so let's just say he would have, and that's another 2,200 points. So he's almost at 40,000 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
he'd have been close to 40,000 right now.
I
Yeah.
think he ends
was
up number
very
2.
efficient.
If you would have said, I mean, I think he was the elite. He was the favorite to finish number 1, 15 years ago before the injury. So
Yeah.
arguably the best pure scorer in NBA history, just scoring on every level, 3-pointers, free throws, everything. So he easily gets to 40,000 if he stays there. This is probably the reason LeBron played a couple extra years. Because if he stops playing last
Got
year,
put out in front.
he can stop playing. He could get caught. He could get
He
caught.
could. He
Yeah,
could
so-
easily. No, the question is, we revisit this conversation in what, 5 or 6 years? How far is Shea behind him? Because that motherfucker is not slowing up.
But it's a guard versus it's easier for KD and LeBron to get shots, get to the basket. I think it's harder for Shea to. Like, if you're telling me Shea's going to average 12 free throws for his career, he got a shot because he can get 20 on field goals. But
Calvin, the guy just broke the record for most consecutive games, 20 or more. Like,
okay.
he's a scorer. Like, he averages like 28, like 30. Like,
I mean,
if he plays at this clip, I think Shea is one of the most pure best scorers I've seen.
let me ask you this question. Outside of Harden, because I think Harden is like less than 800 from away from 30,000.
Yeah.
You think Shea's the next person to get 30,000 points in the league?
Next person, where's Steph at?
Steph's not top 20. I know that off the top of my head.
That's wild.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I know
injuries are
DeRozan just got top 20. He's like at 26.
And DeRozan, one of them guys, if I collect a bunch of cans for a long time, I'm gonna have a lot of cans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody.
What type of Louisiana stand was that?
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody looking at, DeMar DeRozan was cold. You know what I mean? Like, ain't not coming at the top of your brain. But
Steph got 26, 447.
Yeah, he not.
So you need 3,500.
Nah, he's not gonna play long enough. And KD's where?
KD's at 32.
Where's Shea right now? Shea can go another 10, easy, if not more. Playing at this clip.
Shea, this is what Shea 6 year in the league.
Is it that
7?
long?
He was hit the year before Paul George got traded was the year of the bubble. He was in LA. So that was what 2018, 2019 season.
Okay. He's hitting the stride though. Anyway,
Shea has 13,000.
Yeah, he got a long way
Jeez,
to go.
that's a long way to go.
But if you just looking at when we were looking at Kevin Durant in OKC with Russ, did we say he's going to be what he is now?
With Shea and Luka in the same draft, right?
No.
Luka played overseas first, right?
I'm just saying they were in the same draft. I know he's older.
Yeah. I don't know. We had to revisit that, but that I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And you know who another interesting case study might be? If he wasn't a guy hurt, Jason Tatum. Tatum is a consistent scorer too. Like if you look for where he's.
By the way, Calvin, I'm sorry. Yes,
same
draft.
Mm-hmm.
Same draft. It'll be interesting. Any other NBA stories before we move on to Major League Baseball? All right. So opening day is tomorrow. Baltimore Orioles set to host at the Yard. Big game. 70 degrees outside. Should be nice. Calvin, you got your garb on. You're gonna go down to Pickles Pub on tomorrow.
Get a couple orange
crushes. Natty Bow or
something. A couple orange crushes and mingle amongst the people. So yeah.
There you go. So give me a little season preview heading into the year. Justin, I'm gonna bring you in first. Starting pitching, how are we looking in that area? What the lineup looking like? You seen any projections? Who's starting on the DL? Let's break this thing down, get the people ready for the new season of Major League Baseball. I'll start with you, Justin.
It's kind of hard to go through that when you realize that the Knicks was 2 picks away above, and then we didn't pick Shea. We picked Kevin Knox. So when we had this conversation about him being the all-time scoring leader,
and you just as you scrolled, you saw that.
That's what I did.
Been in the
where was the Knicks at in this situation? We picked Kevin Knox, and then in between was Mikal Bridges, and then Shea. Oh wow! All right, so Orioles starting pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Rogers, man, let's go, man. He ended on a positive note, so we're gonna see what it is when they start the season. This is his first starter as an opener day, so that's also good information, good news for himself. The man got a future ahead of him, so he just has to play the game, and we're gonna see what happens. I believe that our bats are going to come out, so I'm not worried about that. He shouldn't be worried about that. Like I said, are we expecting a ace performance from our starting guy? Well, you want that, but hey, man, keep it under 3. We good. Keep it under 3. We good. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need nothing crazy or nothing like that. I think that's well within his wheelhouse to keep it manageable, and then we can just take it from there. So, shout out to Trevor Rogers, man.
Okay. Calvin, what about the starting lineup?
Man, look, this starting lineup, when you add a Pete Alonso, I think they have the ability to be a formidable offense. You know, you start off with Gunnar. He's going to have a bounce back year. Had a phenomenal World Baseball Classic when he did play, and when actually, should have been starting over Bobby Witt. But that's another conversation for another day. But I do like this lineup, even with Kobe Mayo at third base. I think defensively they may struggle, but offensively they should be able to hit. Taylor Ward in left field this year as well. You for everyone that was upset, we traded Grayson Rodriguez. Y'all know he hurt, right? And Taylor Ward will give you 30 and 100 RBIs this year. This offense has a chance to put up numbers. It's just a matter of the pitching and a matter of the defense. We're expecting Westbrook back mid-year. I wouldn't hold my breath when you talk about his elbow and possibly needing Tommy John, but we'll see about that. But this offense, when we get Jackson back, when you give Samuel Basallo enough turns at bat, when you surround him by great hitters, I think the sky's the limit for this offense.
So to piggyback off of that, boss, you got to think like this situation. No one was afraid to throw the ball to Gunnar, right? Either because he wasn't leadoff, so they try to keep him away from leadoff, where he had his most success. But they dropped him down just so he can get some more RBIs, which is a small thing to do. Yeah. But now when you have Pete Alonso behind him, that's a different monster. So you can't just kind of pitch to Gunnar any kind of way because he gonna get on base and Pete might just bring him home. So that is a great 1-2 punch to have into going into this season so far.
Yeah, I was thinking, Gunnar should have a 30-30 year, and I was like, I guess you don't want him attempting to steal ahead of Pete Alonso because you want him on base for him to bring him home. So I expect
just scoring position, get a scoring, get a double, get the second base, and then see. Let's talk. Yeah,
I expect for both of them to have 30+ home runs. I expect Taylor Ward to do the same thing as well. I expect Basallo he'll have his ups and downs, but just to be surrounded in that lineup,
I expect Jackson to have a great offensive year.
Yeah, when he gets back, when he gets back,
out.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't have that. He's going to have that slow start. But I hope when he gets hot, he just kind of rides that wave because he's just missing all of spring training.
All right, man. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna go ahead, Calvin. I need you to answer this right here, right now. I know you got to get off the fence about it. So it's either this or it's that. What are we gonna do with Adley Rutschman? Is he getting traded?
No.
Why?
I think if the plan was to trade him, you would have another catcher. And with them only carrying 2 catchers, the plan is not to trade him because Basallo, they've already said he's not a full-time catcher. He'll be DHing, he'll be splitting time between catching and first base. So without you having another full-time catcher, you're not trading Adley Rutschman. He's here.
Okay. So what about Cowser? What y'all expect from him?
I'm just worried about him defensively. Like you're used to so many years of Cedric Mullins making spectacular plays in center field, and then Cowser just doesn't have that same. He had a down year second year.
That's unfair. That's unfair. So, first and foremost,
it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Okay.
It's the truth.
And where's Mullins at?
Is he still on?
No, he's not on the Mets. I think it's Tampa. Okay. It's either Tampa or Atlanta. It's somewhere down south.
Mm-hmm.
But
Tyler O'Neill, is he going to be starting?
Tampa Bay, yeah. I hope not. Get him out of here. He's good to home run on opening day, though. He's good to home on opening day.
We still paying him a significant amount.
Yeah, he probably DHing. He'll probably DH most of the time. In the field, I don't need to say it. He's injury prone.
What about your boy?
Who?
Kjerstad. That's your favorite player.
He hurt, right?
He heard a little bit.
Yeah,
His ass gonna be down at Triple A.
He gonna be a what if? What if he just stayed healthy?
Right,
It's so much firepower on this team, though. Like,
what about Mountcastle?
He's expendable.
Okay.
He's expendable. But I mean, look, if you got Basai, who's a switch hitter, if you need some pop off the bench or you need some pop in the lineup, you can put Mountcastle there, and you can also rest Alonso. He doesn't have to play first base every day. He could play 2 out of 3 days, and now you have a rotation to keep him fresh. Yeah. So, look, they have so many weapons. I would have loved if they would have gotten one more starting pitcher, and then I really think you can contend. But I think they're a wild card team. I think the AL East is the best division. I think every team got better except for Tampa Bay. So,
are y'all happy with the closer for the Orioles? I know Felix Bautista is going to be starting on the.
He ain't playing this year.
Yeah, so he's done on the injured reserve. So, are you happy with Ryan Hensley as your closer?
Can't be worse than last year.
All right.
It can't be worse than the last 2 years.
It can't be worse. That's just where we at.
Okay. Yeah. So that's your preview for the Orioles. It's going to be interesting. They take on the Minnesota Twins tomorrow at 3:05, excuse me. The yard will be jam-packed. I think there's a capacity crowd expected. Typically is on opening day. And with 70-degree weather, should be a great day at the yard. Tune in, gameplay on, it'd be streaming all over the place. Everybody be watching like a national holiday in the city of Baltimore.
I meant to say, did you see the new City Connect, the proposed, I guess, or the leaked new City Connect jersey?
The leaked jersey?
Yeah.
It looked good.
You like it? It's different.
I don't understand the green, but
grass.
And it's supposed to have the Baltimore flag somewhere, kind of like the last one did on the sleeve. So maybe I gotta see it in person, but I didn't.
Yeah.
It
didn't grip you.
No,
I get it. Yeah. It should be interesting. No. All right. Before we get out of here, because we're coming up on 11 o'clock, I've got to briefly talk about pro wrestling. Interesting week. You had more build toward WrestleMania. Roman Reigns and CM Punk had a physical angle. Roman put Punk through the table. You had the whole Cody and Orton thing still building with Randy Orton beating down one of Cody's best friends and Matt Cardona, and really trying to show that edge to him, even though the crowd still cheered him. I don't think they're going to ever think that Randy's going to be a heel. He's not a heel, but he's really getting the feud
in a
over.
Traditional sense.
Yeah, he's getting the feud over. I really think they're doing a good job, even with the Jelly Roll part. And Jelly Roll's a hell of a talker, man. The guy, he really sold that. And I think eventually what's going to happen. Randy's going to punch Jelly Roll's head off. It has to happen. It has to happen. And that's going to be like now we talking. You know what I mean? But I think those two feuds are warming up pretty good towards Mania. The Brock Lesnar and Obafemi continued to build this week, with Oba once again standing tall, putting Brock on his ass. So a lot of people expecting, maybe Brock is beating Oba at WrestleMania. That's what a lot of people are thinking, because Oba's being so dominant. I think that just means that over the next couple weeks, Brock will get the upper hand and probably lay him out, which will set up the big match. Because I really just think it would be booking malpractice if Obafemi don't beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. They might riot, boy.
Yeah,
they might riot,
at
boy.
this point, yeah.
They've gotten the guy over. You gotta put him over. You gotta put him over. So, just a few of my thoughts. What you thinking? What you been liking, Calvin?
I agree with your Oba point. I also want to say, why didn't we get this Jay during last year during his title run? Just my opinion.
He was too yeety. He was too yeety.
Okay, I mean,
I think this is the Jay that got over initially. This is the Jay from the bloodline. We're breaking out with Sami Zayn. Where people like this, you know what I mean? He had an edge to him, and they going back to the old bloodline Jay, which is for the best, in my opinion.
You about to say something, Justin?
No, I was gonna let you follow up on it.
Oh, yeah. This is the Jay that I was hoping to see last year. Like you said, it got a little too, I don't want to say friendly. It got a little too.
No, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly. Don't think too much. It was for the kids. It
Yeah.
was extremely friendly. You're 100% correct.
Yeety. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from him going on this road to WrestleMania. But yeah, that's my main. This is what I was expecting to see. I'm happy to see it, but now it's like it's just too late. It's a year too late, in my opinion. So,
just for that Jay situation, he provided the extra spark that was needed to me because just seeing them two going back and forth verbally, it was like it ran its course.
True.
But when he dropped Joe, that even I perked up like, he said Joe, right? He said Joe, and Roman went unleashed in a sense, and that's a Roman that I don't think too many people want. Like that Roman is all time great. Unleashed Roman, when his hair's wild and all that stuff, that's all time great right there. So that was great to see, at least for a little bit. Shout out to the Oba situation. Like you said, to me it's like he's kicking his ass too much. Gotta slow it down.
Yeah.
Gotta slow it down some. So it's like Larry just said, I do expect it to be flipped for the next, because Brock's gonna be there maybe 2 to 3 more Mondays out before WrestleMania. So he gonna get his, as he should. I do not want one dominant streak, because then I was like, well,
then he'll feel like you shoving it down the throat. Yeah, and it get repetitive.
And like you said, when it comes to SmackDown, like I said, we're gonna see some continuation, but SmackDown as a format did a great job of keeping you entertained throughout the entire show. Mm-hmm. From the multiple Jacob Fatu and Drew interactions to the multiple Randy actions, and we did all this without Cody. And that's even better in a sense. And Trick had multiple moments in that on that show too. So I don't know if they found the formula yet or not, but that's a good start because they changed some of the creators behind the scenes and stuff like that. So
3 hours,
we'll see.
Man.
We'll see. You got to entertain for 3 hours. So you just can't have a opening segment and a closing segment and just try to fill in the middle. No, your opening segment should continue throughout the whole entire thing in a sense. So maybe Raw should pick up a few pointers because
I think Raw did the same thing, similar. I think that Heyman was kind of a through line.
Okay, Heyman was the thing, right? And I think that's my issue with Raw. I think they're relying a lot on Seth, and Seth is not holding down that mid card, that mid part of that. So Roman and CM Punk can close with no problem. Brock is doing a hell of a job opening. He's selling his ass off. It's that middle part. His middle part is lacking for me, and that was kind of Seth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I just want Seth to be a bit better. But I think he can only do so much because he's injured, right? He's still on the outskirts of that. You know what I'm saying?
I think they setting up for Braun Breaker to return.
Of course, set up for Braun
all
Breaker,
dressed in black,
which would be great. But it needs to happen.
One of the mask guys. Yeah.
Was it? I was going to say, was that supposed to be like a surprise match at WrestleMania?
Well, the whole thing was not to reveal it because they got to make sure he's healthy. You know what I mean? He's legitimately trying to get back.
They got to play with it until I guess the last week. And then,
it's
I don't
the
know.
Same thing with the Rey Mysterio. Like that's why Gunther hasn't been there. Like a lot of this is injury related, but again, you still got 3 weeks, so we'll see what happens. I know some people are very disappointed that Gunther hasn't been on TV, and we don't know where Braun Breaker. Again, at the end of the day.
But we saw Braun get hurt though, so it was like kind of sort of. So we understand that, and we're waiting on that. That whole Gunther thing is like, all right, guys, we're trying to put all our eggs in a basket from like a 50-year-old luchador. Like maybe.
But I also think they could easily transition. They could easily transition.
Let me hear the transition. I'm interested in that.
I just don't think that they want to do it yet. I think they want to see if Ray can get back. If Ray can't get back, I think the plan B, I don't want to say this too loud, but they will pull from somebody who hasn't been around to put him out there just so Gunther can just get a win under his belt.
It better not be Royce Keys.
No.
Okay.
No. It's a veteran. It's gonna be somebody he kills. You know what I mean? So again,
somebody already wrestled.
No, he hasn't wrestled.
Okay.
Again, I'll tell y'all off camera because I don't want nobody accusing me of spilling stuff that I shouldn't. I got accused of that a couple weeks ago. But people watch the stuff that I don't even think watch sometimes. So hey, I see you watching. All right, appreciate it. It's after 11. We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We're gonna go full 2 hours next week because there's a lot going on that we haven't covered. I mean, Man, we really could do a 2-hour show tonight. Go ahead, Calvin.
I just want to last thought. That's the last thing to say. What's your thoughts on your boy? We just put in the chat. Your boy Stephen A.
Going to let this. Oh, wait, say it again.
Ether.
I thought you were going to go a different direction.
Oh no, I was talking about your boy Stephen.
Man,
yeah.
You know what, man? That was
when he threw the money in the air.
Yeah.
talk your ish, Steve. Like it's two guys that they're definitely polarizing. Most people can't stand either one of them, right? That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, Stephen does. He's in a position to want to employ a lot of people that look like him, he can rely on that. Now, everything that he was saying, look, he is where he's at, and Jason Whitlock seem like he's somebody's basement doing a podcast. So somebody's having a better career.
100%.
It is.
I listened to that whole Cam Newton and Whitlock podcast begrudgingly. I didn't want to listen to it, but somebody told me, "Man, you got hit," and I'm thinking, "Oh, it's going to be something new." It was terrible. Like, Cam is not a good interviewer. I'm sorry, man. I listened to him. Like,
starting controversy. I agree.
He had no follow-ups. And Stephen A. was right in what he said. Like, I mean, the man basically called Stephen A. gay. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't check him. That's supposed to be your coworker.
He put you on.
Yo, that's your coworker.
all football season long. And then when after Shannon left, he was there every day.
Then he asked him straight up, "Why don't you like Stephen A?" He paused for like 20 seconds and went right back to this whole thing about he didn't play basketball at whatever school Stephen A. went to, Winston-Salem State.
Yeah.
And then the big house games, he didn't play there. I'm like, okay, y'all worked together for years after that. Y'all were colleagues and friends, supposedly according to you. Why do you keep harping back? Just be honest. He's he's more popular than you. He made more money, and you're jealous. You don't think he earned it the right way.
That's what it is, man.
That's all it is. But even Marcellus Wiley, and I can't stand him either. But I
can't stand Marcellus Wiley.
Yeah.
He's like the instigator on the sideline, yo. I don't like that at all.
He's a woman, man. He is a woman.
I don't like that at all.
Yo. Definitely be playing 50.
Like, we talk about stuff that happen on podcasts from time to time, but we do not spend an hour every week talking about.
That's his stick.
Dissecting every sentence and then interjecting what happened 5 years ago. And
this man goes and steals other people's content, puts it on his content, and responds to it. Like, that, you are a gossip column. You are Wendy Williams. Like, stop it, man. Like, that's all you are. You can't even create your own original content.
Oh, that man, Wendy Williams.
Cal, I thought you were going a different direction because we're not going to end the show without talking about football at least once. And much love and respect to Lavonte David. He called it quits for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's one of my guys, one of the favorite ones that held it down when we was absolutely god awful.
That's where Calvin was going.
I thought he was going that route. You know what I'm saying? When he said my boy and all, I was like, but shout out to Lavonte David. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get it out there. Much appreciated.
Hey, great player. He was very impactful. Shout out to him. You said he was one of the best Bucks of all time, right?
Hey, man, you go to a
best
lot of people's.
You was on your Mount Rushmore, right?
You go to a lot of people's Tampa Bay without putting that 2002 team throughout the entire thing. That's why I split it. You know what I'm saying? Him and Mike Evans on there for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. No doubt about that.
San Francisco 49 on Mike Evans.
San Francisco Energy practice field 49ers.
We appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We'll be back next week. Enjoy the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 this weekend. There's some UFC going on, man. We got Conor McGregor announced he's coming back for a fight. I mean, we'll cover all that next week and get more in depth. But we appreciate y'all.
He'll be at the White House.
Nah, he's not.
He don't think he work his way on the card.
Nah, I think they want to spread it out. That's a free show, basically. They want you to have to pay for his ticket.
They all on Paramount now.
No. They're not charging for a gate. To go to the show. They giving them tickets away.
Okay.
Like, they want to sell out an arena or a stadium for Conor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, to make that money back, they losing from this show. But yeah, that's it. We'll be back next week for Calvin, Justin. I'm Larry. We'll see you for another week up. Get off the damn fence. Have a good night, all.